Are you thinking of making that jump to level 40? Stop. Wait. Are you really ready for G4? Well, let's find out. I'm Admiral Pegasus, and this is Star Trek Fleet Command. Next one. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now on today's video we're going to be talking about camping at Ops 39. Yes, are you ready to go to G4? Well, to be perfectly honest, I leaped before I was ready, and I would like to give you the benefit of my mistakes and to help you. Hopefully you'll learn, well, you might take it under advisement on your decision on jumping from 39 to 40. Now, if you are level 39 currently, you might already be doing some of this, you might not be. But first things first, what I want to do is I just want to cut to this screenshot, which is the screenshot from Rev and Ultimate DJs. Now, Rev did release a video on this over a year ago on about camping at 39. And as you can see from the list, this was them two comparing notes and what you should be focusing on. Now, some of this I will be agreeing on, some of this I will not be agreeing on. Some of it I will turn into an option. But again, it is down to player's choice. I tried to follow this, I got bored, and I made the leap. Biggest mistake, and the biggest mistake for me was, well, I wasn't ready. So let's jump into what I think. Okay, so the first bit will be, for me, it's going to be agreeing with Rev and DJ on this one. It's going to be the steel. Yes, make sure you have plenty in backstock. That's where I'm going to say to put it. Now, yes, you can have it here, which is your raw, but the problem is if you forget to shield, especially during incursions, you will lose it. You'll get your butt handed to you, raided, and you will lose it all. Whether it's to another member of your server, or, like I said, join incursions to the other server, who will be stealing it for points. So, just bear that in mind when you are building up. Yes, 35 billion. So, where do you actually want to put it? Well, the idea is you put it here in your inventory. Click on the resources, boom, there you go. That's where it wants to be. That's my opinion. If you've got 35 billion in here, you're golden. You're good to go. Well, you're good to go from this standpoint, because what it is, you're going to need that just to get to level 41. But next up is ships. Yes, you want ships. And why do you want them to... Why do you want these ships? Well, simple. You want them to scrap them. Yes. It is the only time that these three ships right here become useful. Now, in your early days, level 26, you can get these ships, but just get them. And if you are a low level player, please take this under advisement. Get them. Do not upgrade them. Get the cloaking from to get your cloaking dailies, which you will need for your research. However, other than that, you will not need these. The Mayflower, forget it. Forget it till you get to level 34. Once you get to level 34, then get them, start upgrading them, maxing them out, and then scrap them, because that's what you're going to need. And why? Well, check out that screenshot. Yes, that is the Mayflower's scrapping. G4. And it's pretty decent as well. Now, I'm going to agree with Rev and Ultimate DJs. You're going to need at least 2 of these. But I'm going to say maybe on the safe side. Did I actually write 2? Oh, yes, I actually wrote 2. But maybe 3. Because you will need materials. And we'll touch on that later in the video. But yes, get these 3. Max them out. Scrap them. Right. Next thing. Next one is your Enterprise. Yes, Enterprise or Augur. Getting them up to a reasonable tier. Now, Rev and Ultimate DJs say tier 8. Okay? They say tier 8. Rev said tier 9 Enterprise. I say tier 6. Because to be honest, right, a tier 6 enterprise, I haven't, let me just put one in dock. Trust it to be behind me. There we go. Right, this is my tier 6 enterprise. Warp range 70. Now, please remember, I did that video, well, actually the live stream of Angels in Disguise where I did enhanced warp core, the warp core research. That's giving me a +5 for the enterprise. That's a tier 6. And you can put a PvE crew on it and you can send it out to grind. Now, bearing in mind, Augur, that's warp range 60. That won't quite make it to deep space. But, obviously, Angels in Disguise at 42. It will reach it. But, where can that actually get you? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Here. Let's see. So, there you go. Warp 64. Enterprise. Nailed it. 65. Enterprise. Nailed it. 65 again. And there we go. Warp 70 on that one. Highland, warp 70. So there you go. So you've already got 3 systems that you can go for. Why do you need a high tier? Well, high tier will mean you can get up to this one because you'll need warp range 75 for this one. So this is why I think Rev Juice and Ultimate DJs do say a tier 8 or tier 9 enterprise so you can get there. But I still say tier 6 because you can still go kill everything in these systems. Like this one is your G4 mining system. This one is a G4 mining system. So as long as you can reach them, you will be fine. In my opinion. Now, next up, I'll say okay, yeah, D4 the D4 as well. If you decide to go for the D4 instead of the other 2, that's fine. But I will also suggest you get 2. Have 2 G3 epic ships at tier 6. Okay, have them at tier 6. Yes, my Augur's only at tier 5. So sue me. Well, please don't. I don't actually have the money. But hey. But anyway, so that's that. Next one. Discovery. Yes. Discovery. She is one to have. And I will show you why. What range? 80. Mine's maxed. Now, I will say this, there's no ifs, buts, or anything. Maxed discovery. Maxed discovery. The higher you get your discovery, if I can just select its warp core, the more efficient your spore drive actually is. The higher the tier, the lower amount you spend on jumping and summoning, because you will also need to make sure that you get a certain piece of research. Yes, let's have a look. Where is it? Well, first of all, got to go in the R&D. Then we're going to click research. Then you're going to click starships. It's here. What range? Now, mine says 80, but when the Discovery was released, its maximum warp range was ridiculously low. It was so stupid. Literally, in fact, stupid wasn't even the word to use. It was just like unusable. But we got research that gave us a boost. As you can see, mine currently stands at plus 45. So that will take me up to warp range 75. Yes. So this is why I say a maxed out Discovery. Also, get this as high as you can go. There you go. So, first level is going to give you 5, second 10, third 15, 20, 30, 45, 70, 95, 120, 145. They're your levels. So, as well, you will also need this. Yes, you will need it. The reason being, it's going to reduce the cost of your jumps and your summoning. So, make sure that you do these 2 pieces of research to the max that you can possibly do at 39 before you make the jump into G4, and make sure that discovery is maxed. Yes, there's no ifs, buts or maybes, because you will be using it. I do. I use it to jump me Antares in. I mine the other two, the gas and the ore, overnight with Meridians, and which brings me round to the next ship you will need, and that is the Meridian. Yes, you will need the Meridian. Highest tier as you can possibly get it will be advantageous. It will get you into deep space, and it will allow you to mine without using your discovery. Now, how many Meridians would I suggest you recommend to use? 2. Yes, 2. Because G4 mining takes flipping ages to do. Even with an Antares, and I'll if we can just get there quick enough, there we go. Even max synergy for 3 of 11. That's the Borg crew, and she will mine with the Antares, and this is a tier 7 Antares, a full 100k node in around 2.5 hours. Yes, 2.5 hours. Now, a Meridian with this will take you around about 6 hours to do. Don't use her, it'll take you around about 8-9 hours to do. So 10, maybe upward of 12 hours, but you can mine through the night. Now, if you really want to push the boat and go 3 and do all 3 different materials, crack on. I'm not even going to say no, it's a bad idea, because that's a fantastic bloody idea. Having 3 Meridians, 1 on each, 1 gas, 1 ore, 1 crystal, overnight. You're laughing, but you will need protection. You will need protection, because a Meridian will, if you use, like, I will transfer this to a Meridian and transfer him in command. He will mine a full G4 node in around about 7 hours. I'm still asleep. That's if my kids let me sleep. So yeah, I'm going to need it, and the Meridian's protection is not very high, so putting Borg to bring on there with him means she's got that extra protection, and it's still gonna be under cargo when it comes around. Yeah, so that's that. Next one, Franklin A. Get it as high as you can. That's literally as much as I can say with that one. Get it as high as you can, which is most likely going to be just a tier 2. But then go out and farm those swarms. Those high level swarms. Yeah, as high as you can possibly go. But the Franklin is also going to become a reasonably good explorer as well. So bear that in mind. And then the final ship that I'm going to recommend you get is the Maxed Vidar. Yes, a Maxed Vidar. Go to level 33 systems. Grind it out. Fill your cargo bay. Yeah, you can't go wrong. So there's not much else to say with the Vidar. Now, ISS jellyfish. I can hear you all screaming, you need the jellyfish, you need the jellyfish. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't actually need it. As long as you've got that tier 6 Enterprise or Augur, preferably the Augur because it's a better PvE grinder than the Enterprise. The Enterprise is just a more well-rounded ship. The D4 is a PvP ship. But the jellyfish you don't necessarily need. Now, yes, you do need it for the events like the Jellyfish Brawl. That's it. That's all you really need it for. So when can you go for the jellyfish? Well, when you hit 40. When you hit 40. Because my best recommendation on that event, G4 materials, that's what I did. And I managed to get 3rd place. Obviously, I already had a number of ships up. But if you can use the multitude of G3 and G4 materials, you are laughing. When can you use the G4 materials? When you get into G4 areas. So I think I was Ops 41 when I got the jellyfish. So you don't necessarily need the ISS jellyfish. Is it recommended? Yes. Yes. And if you do get it, tier 4, tier 5. Okay? That's as high as you really need to send it. To be perfectly honest, once you do that, you won't be sending it any higher anymore, because you don't really need to. And it will still keep you going to level 46. But then again, a maxed enterprise, a maxed auger can get you there. Okay, next thing you will need to do, make sure, is you've got all your buildings maxed to level 39. Yes, level 39 is going to make things a lot easier going into the G4 region. But as well, there is an exception to that rule, and that is generators C and above. They literally have no use when it comes to upgrading buildings. You will not need them. The ones you will need is A and B. So that's all buildings except generators C and above. So now, research. Get your research that requires G3 materials. Yeah. Now, focus primarily on efficiency and pure research. Get them done, because the efficiency can it reduce the costs. Right? I'll tell you what. Here we go. Let's take this building. I've got to send this to 42. Right? Just for me to go to and do the shipyard. Now, raw, this cost me 14,000 uncommon G4 gas. 14,000. Because of my efficiency research, look at how much gas I need now. 10.2 thousand. So that is a significant drop, and it's a bit of a release, because currently sitting on 7,000, if I still needed 14,000, I'm looking at 2, maybe 3 months of saving on free-to-play path just to do this. Yeah, okay. I could potentially be going for the Valdor by the end of November, if not earlier. So, efficiency research when it comes to your materials, also your resources, because it will mean you're not spending as much. That 35 billion I was talking about at the beginning, that could potentially come down. Yeah, with research. And also times. 64 days to do this, I guarantee you. You check this out in stsc.space, you're talking over a year. A year to upgrade this. So efficiency research is a big one. Make sure you get that done. And also, if you've got some time, do the research that requires G3 materials. So next up is officers. Now, what are you going to need? Well, to be honest, get your officers as high as you can. Now, obviously, RevJuice has recommended that you get 15 rare officers max. That's for your transporter patterns. Yes, just maximum number of shards. But just keep working on your officers. Officers are extremely important, and you will need them. Also, check out my video on lower decks. Yes, because I've done a video on lower decks as well. I know RevJuice has not long released one. I've released one. Hopefully mine's a little bit easier, but his does actually... He's got the brains. He's got the know-how. He understands the mechanics better than I do. But I can try and make it simple. I've hopefully tried to make it simple. So check that video out when it drops. But officers, rares, epics if you can, if you get the maximum number of shards. Yeah. So hopefully you've been working on them since day one of your game life. Hopefully. But anyway, yeah. Now, the last thing that I'm going to also recommend is stockpiling. Now, at 39, you will start getting a trickle of G4 materials. Coupled with your scrap, if you've been constantly scrapping the Mayflower, D3 and Legionary, if you scrap the two, if you scrap more, even better. Stockpile. You just saw the cost of that R&D. Yeah. Stockpile. Put it this way. This, to go 41, required 14,000 uncommon crystal. Yeah. Now, according to stsc.space, when I send this to level 42, ready for the Valdor, it's going to cost me 8,000 uncommon and around about 4,000 rare. So stockpile. Make sure you stockpile G4 materials. If you've got the opportunity to do G3 as well, go for it. Because the one thing is, like I said, if you get that G3 material research done, when you enter G4, you will not need G3 materials for your buildings. You won't. If you've completed that research that requires G3 materials, you will not need G3 materials for your research. You can then funnel it into your ships. Any G3 you get, you can funnel into your ships. Right? And let me just bring up the Enterprise again. We'll have to assign it. Move myself there. Let me look how much that's costing. I've not been able to upgrade the Enterprise since level 40 because I'm putting my G3 materials into my research at the minute. But I've not done that much. G3 materials become relatively... You still get a reasonable amount. But it's not going to be very high. It's not going to be high to what you was used to at 39. I will tell you that straight now. So, get your stockpiles up. I would highly, highly recommend it. That's it. That's pretty much all you need to know. So, for a quick recap of what I recommend you need. So, and I'm going to use my handy dandy book to remind me. So, 35 billion steel in backstock. Yes, 35 billion in backstock. Mayflower, Legionary, D3, minimum 2. Built, leveled, scrapped. Enterprise, Auger, D4, Tier 6. Level Tier 6. The higher, the better. But Tier 6 as your base. Max Discovery. Meridian, as high as you can go. 2. 3 is even better. Franklin A, Tier 2, that's as high as you're going to get it. Maxed Vidar. Buildings to 39. Efficiency research and any research that requires G3 materials. If it doesn't require materials at that point, don't worry about it. Save it for events. If it doesn't require materials, save those particular researches for events. Focus on the ones that need G3. As soon as you see it turns to G4, stop doing it. Stop doing that piece of research when it goes to G4. Just do G3. That's it. G3 materials. Officers, as many as you can. Rares and epics, maximum shards if possible. Jellyfish, optional. If you want to go for it, by all means do. The Jellyfish Ball will give you access to G4 and gas for the Jellyfish itself. Or for the Valdor. So yes, it is a good way to also stockpile it. So if you want to, you can do. I didn't need it. I had this baby. So yeah. Okay, mine wasn't mine was a Galaxy class. So okay, it's not the level 60, it's just a skin. And also stockpile materials. That is literally it. That's all I can recommend for that one. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video if you found it useful in any way. I'm hoping it does help, and it will help you in the future. For those of you who are at 39 or about to go to 39, if it takes you 18 months to go G4, if it takes 18 months, so be it. This is not a sprint. It's not a sprint. Also, work on that Bajoran tree. Do as much as you can. Grind those antimatter units. Do those solo armadas. Ops 39. Yeah. If you can hit that level 40 uncommon, do it. I would. Easy to them. Along with my jellyfish. Yes, I need my easy using the jellyfish as well. But stick to the 35s if needed. There's no rush. There is no rush. Trust me. But anyway, I better hop off because I've got other videos to record as well now. Yeah. Lots to do. But anyway, like I said, like, subscribe, and drop your comments in the section down below. I will read them and I will try to reply to them as and when I see them. But anyway, for now, this is Admiral Pegasus saying stay safe and live long and prosper. Good night.